We are painting the sky today. The supplies you're going to need for today are a piece of paper, a pencil, and of course we always write our first and last name on the back of our paper. We're going to put our class code, which would be 3, either A, B, or C. Then you're going to turn your paper over. You're going to need paper, a pencil, the Papa Bear paintbrush, that's the big one. You are going to need a tray of paints. You know, these ice cube trays go in the middle of the table and they're shared by the 2 people sitting at the table, along with the cup of water. And I have put on this water a black line that shows you how high it should be filled. You will also need a paper towel. Whenever you're painting with tempera paints, that's this kind of paint, you're going to need a paper towel. So I've got that. You may also today want a little sponge, and I'll show you what we're going to do with this. You are painting your sky. Now this sky is for our ship that's on the ocean, and I want you to think about what kind of sky you would like to create for your ocean. Maybe your sky is a bright blue sky with bright clouds. Maybe your sky, and I'll tell you, I am going to choose. Now I'm going to talk to you really quickly about how I'm going to hold my paintbrush. I hold it just like a pencil. And when I dip into the paint, I want to make sure that the paint's only on the bristles and not on the metal part. If you notice yours is on the metal part, you are dipping too deep. Now, if I'm dipping right back into the same color, I do not need to wash my paintbrush off. But if I go to get a new color, I do have to wash that paintbrush off. And the way that I'll do that is, in my cup of water, I rub it there on the bottom. I rub both sides. I wipe it on the side, and then I want to dry that paintbrush off because my paintbrush has to be clean and dry before dipping into another color. What I've decided to do for mine is to create a sunset. I love sunsets at night when there's pink in the sky. I've got some yellow. Now you may choose. Also, as I'm doing this, I want you to notice how I am actually mixing or blending some of my colors together here. I'm blending the yellow color in with the pink, and it's creating this kind of nice orange here. I love that. I'm going to dip into another color, so I'm going to rub my paintbrush at the bottom, wipe it off on the sides, and dry that again. So like I said, I am painting mine to be a nice calm sunset. You may want to have a stormy sky, maybe with lots of rain clouds, or maybe you would like to create yours a bright blue sky with big white fluffy clouds. It is up to you how you would like to create yours. One thing I want you to know, in art, your artwork should not look like anybody else's. It should be unique, just like you are. I'm noticing some of my paint right here is a little dried up. So what I did was I put the paint on here, I dipped my paintbrush in water, and I'm just spreading that out thin. So sometimes that happens, it dries up a little bit, that's no problem. Also, what I notice happening is I'm getting paint on the table. We do not worry about that because I know I can, at the end, and I will, use the sponges to wipe up the table. I'm going to do a little more blending. I just dipped into the pink, and I'm going to blend it right up into the red. Look at how those colors are going together. They are gorgeous. That's all blending together. Down here, let me just tell you, it will be covered with the water. Since I know that, I think what I'm going to do is maybe add, maybe a little bit of blue paint down here. I want you to notice what happened when I squeezed my paintbrush. Do you notice how I dripped some paint there? Now, some kids would have been like, oh, Mrs. Kearns, it's ruined. We just need to problem solve that. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to wipe it off. And I know that's no problem because I can go right back over that with some paint. Alrighty. You're probably noticing where my blue and yellow meet. That is making a little bit of green because I know green and yellow, or not green and yellow, blue and yellow make green. Make sure that paintbrush is clean and dry before dipping into any other color. I'm going to add a little bit more yellow here. I'm going to kind of blend it. You will keep painting until your entire paper is covered. I want you to notice that on your tables there is a chart that is showing us, it's a craftsmanship chart, and it's showing you what the best painted paper would look like. And you'll see that. And I want you to compare yours to that so you know that you're doing the best job that you can do. Once this is completely covered, oh, look how gorgeous that is. I love it. Also, I want you to know you can wash your paintbrush out right here in your water, dry it off. When I'm finished, this is clean and dry. It's ready to go back into where the Papa Bear brushes go. Papa Bear likes to keep his hair dry, I always say, so you want him sticking up so those bristles are up. At this point, I'm going to pick up my paper. I'm going to carry it over to the drying rack very carefully. Once I do that, I will come around and get these trays of paint. You don't have to worry about that. What you do have to worry about is making sure that your table gets cleaned up, that your cup of water is cleaned out, and this is stacked back over on the table. I know you're going to absolutely love creating your sky paper today. Have fun.